Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. This is my year.
This is my year.
I'm gonna be great.
I'm gonna be great.
You cannot stop me.
You cannot stop me.
No one can stop me.
No one can stop me.
This is my year.
This is my year.
I'm gonna be great.
I'm gonna be great.
You cannot stop me.
You cannot stop me.
No one can stop me.
No one can stop me.
Are you ready? I'm ready. 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 Visualize it. Visualize it. Manifest it. Manifest it. I mind my business and I no complain. Every day I dey work and pray. As I dey chop, I dey wash my plate. I dey wash my plate. Don't be surprised when you see me elevating. Don't be surprised when you see me celebrating. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when you see me celebrate. This is my year.
This is my year.
I'm gonna be great.
I'm gonna be great.
You cannot stop me.
You cannot stop me.
No one can stop me.
No one can stop me.
This is my year.
This is my year.
I'm gonna be great.
I'm gonna be great.
You cannot stop me.
You cannot stop me.
No one can stop me.
No one can stop me.
Are you ready? I'm ready. 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 This year they go call you for phone and tell you many congratulations. If you believe it, repeat it. Amen, 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 amen. Don't be surprised when you see me elevating. Don't be surprised when you see me celebrating. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when you see me celebrate. It's my year.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Workshop Wednesdays. I am Chanel. I'm going to be your host, and I'm also the founder and CEO of Mentor Me Collective. We exist to empower first-generation individuals with knowledge, skills, and confidence needed to pursue passions, achieve dreams, and make a positive impact on society. So I'm super excited. I see you all in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Where are you tuning in from? You know, that is always how we started off. Hey, everyone. I see you all. I am tuning in from New York City. Baby, I'm trying to soak up the last bits of summer. I feel like they just pushing the fall on us. Okay. It's like we didn't even get to September and it's pumpkin spice season. How did you do this to me? Okay. I'm waiting to get my lobster rolls and maybe do a nice little road trip up the East Coast. So I just feel like, you know what I mean? We're not ready, but the people clearly are demanding PSL. So let us know also in the chat. Are you into the pumpkin spice flavors? Are you also a fall person? Are you embracing the fall energy? Let me know. I'm a winter baby, so the fall means that my birthday is coming around. So we love that as well. So I see some folks in the chat from South Africa, Kenya, Togo, India, where you're in the building. I love that. Nigeria, New Jersey. What's up? We are neighbors. Ghana is in the chat. Canada. Ooh. Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, California. We love that. Lisbon, Portugal. More folks from New York. Come on, big New York energy. Wisconsin, California, India, Arizona. OMG. So super excited to have you all join us. Please tell Lottie Dottie and everybody that we are live. So again, if you are a scholar, a Google Cloud Scholar, drop some cloud emojis in the chat. If you are an alumni, you can go ahead and put a sun in the chat. And for those of you who are members and just a part of the journey, we'd love to also obviously have you can put hashtag member in the chat. All right. Are y'all excited? We have an incredible speaker today. So I hope you're excited and you all are ready to learn. Again, whether you are a project manager, founder, or a team lead, consultant, maybe even operations professional, or someone just simply, interested in just learning to understand, like, how do I get my work to the finish line? You are in the right room. So today we are going to be exploring AI powered project management, delivering complex projects with confidence. Our incredible speaker will show us how AI can support stronger planning, smarter decision making, and of course, earlier risk identification. We, of course, want to be communicating clearly throughout this process, and of course, we want to have efficient execution. So before we get any further, please help us grow our wonderful community. Before we bring up our incredible speaker, please make sure that you like this live stream. Subscribe to the Mentor Me Collective YouTube channel. We're on our way to 7K. That is crazy. Make sure that you also share this session with someone who needs it. You may have known someone that is in project management or maybe interested as well, or just in general. Like, how can I, as an individual, manage my projects as a technical person and add a little razzle dazzle automation to it? So, anyone I feel like can benefit from this session. And of course, we are lovers of learners here. We love to learn. So let's go ahead and lean into our wonderful speaker. So today I'm excited to welcome Zav. He is the founder and CEO of Aurmada. I hope I said that right, but of course, please feel free to clarify for Workshop Wednesdays. Zav, before I give everyone your official introduction, I want to just ensure again that everyone knows that all the information where you can follow Zav, where you can connect with also his company website, all of that is always going to be in the description box. So if you haven't already done that, please make sure that you already go ahead and lean into that as well. Okay, so Zav is a project and program management leader with more than 15 years of experience delivering innovation across startups, the industry, and government. Throughout his career, he has managed multi-million-dollar programs, led cross-functional teams, and helped hundreds of companies move from early ideas to real-world commercialization. Today, he serves as the founder, like I said, and CEO of Aurmada, and is also a Doctor of Business Administration candidate. That is fire. His work sits at the intersection of artificial intelligence, strategic execution, business growth, and project management, helping organizations turn emerging technologies into scalable market-ready solutions. So if you all can please go ahead and give a warm welcome to the most amazing Zav.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Thanks for watching.
Absolutely. We're super excited to have you a part of our Workshop Wednesday session. We were obviously talking earlier about your journey and would love for us to maybe quickly lean into that. What has your journey been like, leaning into strategy, business, and of course, launching the next generation of startups?
Sure. No, thank you so much for having me. And I'm excited to be here. We're sharing our time together globally. It's beautiful. I love technology. I started very young. I was a youth entrepreneur at the time. I didn't have access to all these amazing, mentorship programs and accelerators. So I had to learn by making mistakes early on in my career. And those are mistakes that are now I'm implemented them in training and mentoring other founders to save them money and time, so they don't make those mistakes. They make new mistakes. So I started in the media tech. I work with a lot of people within the entertainment industry, celebrities, produced a lot of, like content within film industry, music industry. And then I went into the technology sector, kind of transferring a lot of those skill sets from technology sector to venture capital. And in the last little while, it's been AI from the early days, even with my co-founder. He's actually watching us. Shout out Ferdos. We basically see certain things repeat and evolve over time. AI is one of those things that's been around for a while, but it's now kind of evolving into what we're experiencing today. And even being a CEO or being a founder, I think it starts with being a just really good project manager. That's what a CEO does. So I hope to share some of what I've learned, and look forward to get all the questions and feedback.
I love that. So before we dive in, just want to do a quick this or that rapid fire. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. So coffee or tea?
Clock.
Okay. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Night owl.
Okay. Do you prefer a phone call or text message?
Phone call.
Okay. Very, very cool. Would you prefer to dress up or keep it casual?
Semi-casual. I would go with casual, I guess.
I feel like that's the tech vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Would you prefer to read a book or to enjoy listening to a podcast?
I enjoy podcasts. It's different dimension.
Okay, okay, okay. If you could choose an audiobook, would you choose it? Or again, you would still choose podcast?
I would say podcasts.
Okay, awesome. Would you prefer to plan like an entire vacation or figure it out as you go? More spontaneous.
More spontaneous.
Okay, okay. And if you could choose between a free plane ticket anywhere or taking an extra week off, what would you do?
Extra week off?
Okay,
I don't
okay,
know.
okay. I think I would do a plane ticket anywhere, probably either on Singapore Airlines, Emirates, first class,
Those are
or like
good. Those are
okay.
good.
I've been on YouTube lately, living through other people. So
I haven't taken much time off, so yeah, I'll take that if I get an
I
extra
love
week.
that.
Let's do it.
That's awesome. And I guess the last question would be, um, would you rather celebrate a major win with a big crowd or with your closest people?
Closest people.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
Well, without further ado, I am going to hand it on over to you. Over to you, Zav.
Awesome. So again, hello everybody. Today, it's really not about becoming an AI expert. It's more about learning together how to use AI like a project partner. So the promise I'm making is pretty simple. By the end, we should be able to plan faster. We should be able to recognize risks earlier, communicate a little bit clearer, make better project decisions. And my goal is to keep it as practical as I can. We're gonna use AI for pretty much real project management and not much theory. So just to set the expectations, there may be a lot of you who are technical on the call. Some of you might already been using AI in a number of ways. I want to treat this from a non-technical view into how do we use AI? How does it help us do our day-to-day when doing project coordination, project management? So keep that in mind. It's definitely not meant to be a very technical presentation. So we can actually understand different ways it could help us. So there's 4 outcomes: better planning, like I said, better execution, communication, and better judgment. And AI helps you move faster, but it doesn't remove accountability. So remember that the project manager still owns the call, and the goal is not to automate leadership. The goal is to remove friction so you can actually lead better. And most teams, they might think project management means tracking tasks, but the real value is actually project intelligence. And there's some questions like, can we see the risks? Can we understand trade-offs? Can we align people faster or make decisions before the project's already in trouble? Those are some of these questions that you want to be thinking about. And AI gives us that leverage, but only if we use it for thinking, not just generating nice text. All right. So just to do a quick walkthrough, I want you to remember this loop. And the loop is very simple. We start with framing and then breakdown, pressure test, execute, and you learn from all that. So most AI mistakes happen because people skip the framing step. And if you give very weak context, that's the kind of output you're going to get. So the better move is to use AI as a thinking partner throughout every stage of the project. Then you make the decision based on that. So the prompt is not magic. This is something AI is very powerful, but it's a management brief when it comes to prompting. And I like this 6-part structure because we're going to start with the role, the context, the objective, input and output, and the standard. So the standard matters in this particular scenario because this is where you tell AI how to behave. And you want to be concise. You want to flag any assumptions. You don't want to invent facts. That's a big one. And you want to ask clarifying questions as early as you can in this process. So for live practice, we can adapt the starter prompt to any project we're working on. So feel free, you can use that and then explore and see what you will learn by implementing it. I'm going to keep it on for maybe another few seconds before moving on. And yeah, really love to see the chat is super active. So keep those thoughts coming. If you have any questions, we'll get to them at the end. Just another example here. So the mistake is asking AI, make me a project plan and don't give it any context, right? I don't know how many of us been there before. If you just ask something super general, you're going to get either a very general answer or not what you're looking for. So that's what it all comes down to when we want to use AI efficiently in our project management. That's the very first step. So instead, you want to give it a goal, you want to give it a deadline, you want to explain to it the team, any constraints, you want to talk about what format you need. So the more detail you feed the AI, the better it should be able to create an output. And don't accept the very first answer as final. That's another one. A lot of people, they just, as soon as they get an answer, they don't even read it. Sometimes they just copy paste it into something else. You want to work with it at every stage. And you can use that first answer as a draft, but then ask it to identify any missing assumptions, any dependencies, right? So you keep working on that answer and it becomes, the quality of it will become better. And the value is speed to structure. So you're moving from vague ambition to executable work. That's really what we're doing here, okay? Then moving on to risk assessment. This is where AI starts to feel like leverage, and the best PMs are not just doing it for organization. They see around the corners, right? One of my favorite prompts is literally this, like, imagine if this failed, tell me why, right? And you work with it in another way, in another creative way to look for those blind spots. And really good PMs, that's part of their job. They can identify the gaps. And now with AI, you want to do the same, but just leverage it the best way you can to analyze risk, to assess any new risks or opportunities. And it forces his blind spots into the open. So the human still needs to add real context, whether it was team dynamics, politics, budget pressure, stakeholders, but that's where we start to collaborate with AI in a way that produces better outcomes. Another use case here, so we're going to talk about the communication behind it. Most PMs waste too much time rewriting the same update for different people, right? Those of you who've done project management probably relate to this. The facts should stay the same, so that's something that shouldn't change, but the framing changes for each audience. So executives might need decisions and risks. Your team might need actions and blockers, for example. And if you're working with the client directly, they need the confidence and the clarity. And those of you, you're dealing with funders, they also need milestones, evidence, right? So you're working across different types of stakeholders. So you need to communicate to all these stakeholders what they want to hear, but the facts don't change. So this is where a great use of AI because it saves time without replacing your judgment. So that's another way it will speed up the work that you're doing. Now, moving on to like workflows, right? So you don't want to start by trying to automate everything. That's a big mistake. A lot of founders, especially when they're trying to ideate new ways to create big businesses, they start at scale. But one thing I can assure you is most of the very big scalable businesses, whether it was Airbnb or Uber or Stripe, they always started in the micro. They did that manually. Whatever part of that process they could do manually, they did that. So they learn, and then they go into automation, and then they think about scaling it. But you want to start with a repeatable pain, okay? What meeting notes? It could be like status updates or like decision memos, right? And a strong rule is automate the draft, not the accountability, because we still want the accountability to remain with the human in the loop. And AI can produce a first version very quickly. You check the facts, the tone, the judgment, and the path forward becomes more clear when working with the AI. So this is important. AI in project management is only useful if it increases trust. And the key word is trust. Don't paste confidential information of your company or your clients unless your organization allows you to do that. And you got to understand the tools that you're using, their settings, and what they enable you and what they don't enable you. Basically, when you click accept and you join any platform, there are a lot of policies. There are a lot of different ways they handle data, whether it's your data or someone else's data that you're managing. So this is one of those things that's super important. We hear about ethical AI. We hear about a lot of this stuff, but ultimately we want to feel some level of control when using these tools. And there are a lot of different platforms of choice. People decide, no, I like this platform over another platform. We're not going to get into that today. But if you work for an organization that's already taken on one of those platforms, then you're restricted by those tools. But you just basically, the logic applies across the board. And you don't want to paste confidential information unless you're sure. And don't accept numbers or claims without fact checking them, because the AI still hallucinates or sometimes gets something by mistake, produces a different number. So you always want to make sure, don't just quickly accept any numbers or claims without checking it. So that, again, the accountability is tied to it, the manual handling is tied to it, and never outsource any relationships or accountability. Okay, that's a big one. You want to own that. And AI can help you think, but people trust the project manager, not the prompt. Fair enough? Okay. Now, we're going to make this practical. So this is an exercise I encourage those of you who want to try it. You can do this on your own. You can basically pick a real project. It can be your work. It could be related to your school or startup or any community project, anything really that has moving parts, and spend 5 to 10 minutes on the prompting. Usually, if we did this in person, or if it was part of a lengthier workshop, then we would want to hear from each other in the room and see what are those observations, right? So the gap between the AI answer and whatever's happening in the real world, that's where your judgment matters. And this is a good exercise to see how does the AI help you, and what did it miss, right? What did it get right? What did it miss? And then build on that observation in the future. So essentially, the biggest takeaway in all this is AI does not make you a project manager. Okay, it makes any strong project manager faster, but your job is still to create clarity, manage risk, align people, and make decisions. So those are things that you don't want to just hand off, and I don't think the AI will replace all of them anytime soon. And the practical homework is to really just, if you want to do this again, create 3 prompt chains, one for planning, one for risk management. You can do one for stakeholder updates, and then use AI to remove friction, not the responsibility behind it. So there's a lot of ways we can go about this, and I'm sure even other people in the chat, if you're doing other cool things with AI within project management, feel free to share. In closing, and these are some references, just so you all see, but how we use AI now in my company currently, I'm one of the co-founders of Aurmada, and Aurmada is building physical AI infrastructure. Essentially, we're building specialized models that map out the humans within different environments and how it applies to operators in very high risk environments, whether it's in factories or whether it's in high risk sectors. And how do we interact with the world around us now? Robots entering the same world, AI is entering the same environment, and there's a lot to be learned. But essentially, we've automated a lot of different workflows using AI, and we run that internally. So we work with AI within different departments, and then that extends to now how we serve our clients. How do we actually use AI in serving and maybe increasing the speed to deliver projects to clients, or for other means. But yeah, really interested to hear some of your questions, and I'd like to maybe open it up, and that way we can expand a little bit more on specifics. So I'm going to pause here, and I see a lot of questions in the chat, so maybe we have more time to go through those.
Okay, amazing. Is this the last slide? Because we can jump into questions if you're open to
Yeah,
it.
let's do that. Is it okay if I stop sharing?
Sure. Before you, of course, you can stop sharing, but also wanted to know your LinkedIn. I want to make sure that folks have the ability to follow up with you as well and continue their journey.
Absolutely. So you can find me on LinkedIn. My full name is Zavosh Zaboliyan. It's Zavosh Zabolyan, and we'll put it in the chat or the description at some point. If you search me, I'm sure you'll find me on one of those platforms.
Amazing. I'm actually going to drop the link in the chat for everyone to be able to see. I hope this is the right profile. Please let me know if so. I think this is.
Yes.
Okay, amazing. Awesome. So let's go ahead and make sure that we are connecting with Zav. This was such an incredible session, and I definitely want to make sure that we jump into some Q&A because we have a lot of time to jump in. Okay, so let's start first from the beginning. Okay, so this might be super technical, I don't know, but would love to get your thoughts here. But with the increasing postings of forward deployed engineer roles, do you foresee this as something that will be incorporated in that role as well, even for people who don't come from a PM background?
Yeah, so there are two worlds. There are technical program managers that deal with a lot of, they get their hands in the code if necessary and deal with technicalities. And there are non-technical program managers, project managers, product managers, right? So there's room for really just about any type of manager. It's just if you're thinking of getting into tech, or if you're already in tech and you want to upgrade and you want to work within AI sector, there are tons of certification programs. Even Google, they have their own certification programs. But really, once you know the basics, then it comes down to how do you differentiate your skills? How do you stand out? What value are you providing to your organization? So when, if you were to unpack forward deployed engineer, what does forward deployed mean? Sometimes you're hired because you bring certain experience or skill sets dealing with technologies that are too new or advanced and they're not readily out yet. that's a completely different department in most of the big tech firms than if you're working on existing technologies that are already deployed. Then you don't need to be as forward when it comes to that, but you need to understand how it's serving your clients, how it's serving the existing clientele. So most likely in the next decade, we see, as AI enters across every field, those current managers get naturally upskilled and learn about, okay, now we just introduced 2 new features and this is what it does and this is how it works for our clients. So they get updated as they go. But for people that are new and they want to enter the startup ecosystem and work with, high tech stuff, then yes, the more you know about how do AI engineers think, if you study machine learning, if you study, if you're a researcher, right, you can add value across the ecosystem.
I love that. And I think this is a really great and natural next step. I know you talked about like just getting started with the tactical foundation. So Rebecca has a question about that. For someone starting a career in project management, what skills should we develop now to remain valuable as AI takes over more of the execution?
I love that question. Thank you, Rebecca. Many years ago, when I was getting into business, someone asked me, this was a older person at an event, and he was like, if you want to get into business, study philosophy and English. And I was like, what? Years later, it made sense, because philosophy helps you think. Not many people know how to think for themselves. That's another thing, because if everybody scrolls the same news feed, downloads the same information, goes to similar school, downloads the same information, we've taken that ability out of humans to think for themselves, like question the world around you. Why do things exist the way they do? That requires a lot of compute, like human compute. You have to sit, you have to think. That's what philosophy teaches people. And be able to then go into those philosophies and question those, and those assumptions that you come up with. That's what even scientists do. So it opens you up to a whole new way of seeing the world and interacting with it. And English for communication. Well, if you're in another country, learn the language of that country if you don't already, or whatever you plan to be. But that's how I would apply that to anyone looking to get into project management. Like I said, sky's the limit in terms of where you can take this kind of career. But the core, the DNA of a great project manager comes down to being able to communicate with people, being able to see blind spots, think for yourself, be able to, get hands-on with it.
I think that was great. And Rebecca, I hope that answered your question. We have another question. How can AI be used in PM, project management, to predict project delays and resource bottlenecks while still allowing the project manager to make the final decision when the AI conclusion conflicts with real-world team constraints?
Yeah, very good question, Hanan. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. This really depends on the business that you work for, or if you have the luxury of building it because you own a startup or you're applying it for yourself, then you can think through the structure that enables you to activate the AI to, let's say, predict delays or be involved in your actual project management system, not just one app. So it can actually pull information from different endpoints and provide you summary or more context of, oh, heads up, like this might go into a deadline soon, make sure you get it done. And we can definitely do that. Like, we use this internally. We've automated several different LLMs with our own tool that we're rolling out, but we use Slack because we use Slack to communicate. We brought the AI agents into Slack, so now they work with us, they meet us where we are. And this is what I mean by, you got to think through your full stack of where people are, meet them where they are, instead of forcing them to now download some other tools and learn some other way of interacting with the AI. That's how I would approach it.
That was amazing, and I hope that also answered your question. Another question: how can a data analyst optimize AI in project management that will show authenticity and be in line with the project goal, and what tools can be used?
Like I said, authenticity, that's the human piece. So not just taking any output generated by AI and passing it on to a manager, because then what value do you bring to the company, right? If we do that to ourselves, we allow our jobs to be taken over and get automated. So what you do is you use AI, but use your brain. Don't just analyze, whatever AI gives you and then pass it through. Be more active. Show the value of how you go about your analysis, and how did you, for example, apply certain thinking models or techniques after you got the output, and then you got also a further refined output. So the AI gave you an output, you took that, you also processed it your way, you applied your skill sets or different tools, and that shows that you still remain in that loop and you continue to provide value to your employer or to a partner or a client that you're working with.
I think that was super amazing. So well, that also answered your question as well. We have another question in regards to, I guess, approach. So how does your approach to using AI change when you're managing a small project compared to large, complex, and cross-functional programs? This is a good one.
Yeah, this is really great. The distinction is clear. So within a small team or when managing a small project, I might be using AI for part of the planning. I might use the AI for creating some of the content, whether, different kinds of content. It could be imagery, it could be video, audio, whatever you're working with. So AI can help me in those areas. And even with maybe communication, automating some of the day-to-day tasks that our team needs, those are all doable. But when you look at a larger, more complicated project, you don't want to use AI. You can use it for all these examples I shared, but you want to go at 1 layer, 2 layer deeper. What happens if we have 100 people in a program or 100 customers, and let's analyze their behavior? What time of the day did they all purchase our product from our website? How old are they? What demographics do they come from? And then AI could do the sort of more complicated math for you faster and really quickly give you patterns. So now you see, oh, you know what? Every time I post the content and 100 people like it, that's 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. in this time zone, versus when I post at midnight or when I post in the morning, because maybe people are busy, they're working, or they're sleeping. So you use the AI to gather more insight and then make better decisions. So that's how I would differentiate it, versus like in a smaller data set. If there's 5 of us working, we don't need to do all that. Like we could use the AI for other purposes. But yeah,
that was really good. I'm like over here writing down notes myself. This is amazing.
I'm glad.
Absolutely. We have another question in regards to, I guess, stakeholders. So how do you keep stakeholders aligned and trusting the process when an AI tool recommends a high stake decision that goes against maybe human intuition?
Look, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit for all of us here. I'm glad we have so many people from around the world. To be a successful human, you cannot live in fear. That's just fact. Like we're our best version when we're not operating in fear. So now let's apply it to any of these technologies coming out. Don't just buy the news. Don't just read into the stories and get scared. Think for yourself and understand, what is this tool designed to do? What can it do? And understand its dangers as well. Like, look, we go back to invention of cars, invention of electricity. All those things could hurt us, right? You put your finger in the electricity socket, see what happens, right? But look where it brought us collectively as a species over the last 100-something years. Same as a car. You can just put your foot on the gas and drive it into anywhere you want to go. That wasn't what it was designed for, right? So that's how AI or any other tools, in my opinion, have a future that's positive. But we gotta decide for ourselves and also push back on the narratives that just create fear because they maybe get paid for it, because news covers it. So when it comes to that human intuition, AI can't create a human being. Right now, AI could be very smart, maybe way smarter than a whole lot of us computing information in our brain, sure, but we still don't know how, the supreme intelligence in the universe works. Nobody does. So we have to kind of be a little humble about that, and just use it as a very fast, advanced calculator, computer, and that could do other things.
That is amazing. We cannot live in fear to be a successful human. Honey, that needs to be a t-shirt.
Let's do it.
Okay, another question. When using the 6-part prompt, what's the best way to course correct if the AI misunderstands a core constraint in its initial summary?
What's the best way to course correct if the AI misunderstands a core constraint? Well, the good thing with dividing up the use of AI is, if you're using it for step 1, before hopefully you get to step 3 or step 4, you were able to go back and forth and adjust those things. If you didn't, that means you skipped it. If you get to step 6 and something's fundamentally wrong, then I would start again from step 1. Either maybe we couldn't catch it earlier on, but still gives us some level of control over different compartments of the process.
That was good. Here's another question in regards to improving communication. So how can AI improve communication and accountability within a project team without making communication feel impersonal?
It's a bit general, but in terms of, because the AI by itself, it won't be able to do anything. Somebody has to prompt it, somebody has to program it, right? And if the goal is to improve communication or accountability across a team, then I think that's part of our, let's say, ethos, or let's say the company principles or our personal values. So then we can actually paste it into the AI or make the AI learn what our personal values are. Based on that, help us with improving our communication and track it and measure it over time. So maybe we use an AI tool once a week, and we encourage everybody in our team to use that AI tool, and it helps us like how we're here and we're communicating. It could be as simple as a Zoom session, or a virtual session, not just Zoom, but any platform. But then you're now recording your teammates, and everybody follows a criteria protocol around like read your updates of the week to your colleagues. I'm just thinking out loud as we go with this. But now with AI being connected to that tool, and there's a lot of them out there, you might have heard of Firefly or other AI trackers and AI recorders actually summarizing what we all talk about. But if it can also see you, it can also hear you, this is where you go that one step further. You program it to now give you more context, like, oh, I saw Zav was a little frustrated when he was sharing his weekly updates. And when he talked about such and such project, he got really upset. His voice changed. His face changed, right? And I might not know that about myself. My colleagues might be too busy doing their own thing. They might miss it. But now that might lead to something that we can collectively learn about. So then it improves our communication together. Or maybe I just need more practice delivering on that presentation, right? So then the next week after that, the week after that, if we keep using it in a consistent manner, we see better outcome. So now I went from speaker level 1 to speaker level 3 and more confidence. And then you can ask the AI to analyze you again. And then it tells you, oh, you know what? You sound now 80% more confident. You seem 60% less frustrated. That's awesome. Just a simple simulation, but there's a lot, I'm sure, other ways we can apply.
Awesome. We do have more questions in the chat, but I just wanted to highlight this. We're getting so much love. Folks are saying this has been, like, I think their favorite workshop thus far.
Thank you, everybody.
Absolutely. A lot of thank yous. And I think someone else even said that you are a dapper lad.
Oh, wow. Don't make me blush now.
Yeah. Somebody else said clock it king. So We love all of these great insights, and of course, they are just highlighting all the great things that you're mentioning here. So let me get back to the Q&A. Okay, here's a good question in regards to. I guess we can even go personal really quickly.
Sure.
How did you come up with the idea of starting Aurmada?
So, okay, I'm gonna go back to 2020. I was this is before my co-founder and I actually like started Aurmada. I'm just sharing my personal insights of what kind of led to now some of the research we're doing. But I was in a car accident. I was a passenger. Coming out of that accident, there were so many things from concussion to back pain to lots of things I had to figure out. And one of those things was getting my walk right, getting my balance right. And when I would go to a physiotherapist or different doctors, they're using pen and paper. They're, asking me to just track stuff on my own. And I was like, there's got to be a better way because this is just so disconnected. And what happens is, luckily, I survived and I'm now almost fully recovered. But other people that have serious injuries, sometimes insurance cuts their payments in some of the countries, right? Because they don't know. They're like, oh, this person must have been recovered because of lack of understanding. And sometimes they overpay for somebody else who's already recovered. So it solves many people's problems, the doctor's problem, patient's problem. So that's something that stood with me because I was like working on it, researching. And several years after, when my co-founder Ferdos and I were looking at different ways we can tap into solving problems with, let's say, AI or new technologies. And that ideation kind of led us to seeing an opportunity where we have, let's say, Fitbit, and we have different kinds of like Apple Watch or different kind of devices now entering the ecosystem to tell us about ourselves. But a lot of them are still limited. A lot of them are not like interconnected. For example, they don't know what's going on around me. They can maybe tell how I'm breathing or, but also they're not real time. So I can look back end of the day, I walked 10,000 steps or I slept this many hours. But real time, if something gets really close, dangerously, like a car, or I'm working in a space where I shouldn't be entering a certain environment, we're still disconnected, essentially. So that's what led us to solving that gap, which also kind of ties the loop on having humans have more access to their own health data, but also be able to like share it when necessary. So,
wow. First off, I'm speechless. I'm so you are so incredible, and I'm super excited
to so much.
Absolutely,
you are incredible as well. Look how many people you've brought the whole world together. Best place to be right now on a Wednesday for me.
Listen, the energy is at Workshop Wednesdays. But thanks so much for sharing that story and being vulnerable enough to talk about. And I think one thing that you might have hinted on, but I think folks should lean into as well, is resilience. Life will always throw different kinds of speed bumps or like blockers at you, but it's the way that you kind of get back up again. So I think bringing something or creating something as beautiful as Aurmada from a time where it may not have been as beautiful just says a lot, but it also hopefully encourages someone who is viewing to know that you can do it too. So if Zav was able to get through that hard season and produce something beautiful that's solving some of the most complex problems in the world, like what can't you do as well?
Thank you for sharing that, Sean. And like, honestly, I have to like pass it back to you, as they say, because this wouldn't be possible by just one person, right? I'm sure there's even more people behind the scenes to help bring all this together. And that's the beautiful thing about when we open ourselves up to kind of share, not be as scared, right? Like if some of us that are founders, and I don't know if there are people listening that are entrepreneurs, you might get scared, oh, someone might take my idea. If the whole business is based on you sharing an idea and someone can take it, that's probably not the best idea you came up with. Go deeper, right?
That's good.
But as soon as we share and we open it up, like for me, I made it sort of a personal mission to try and share, help other founders, help other youth. And now life brings me into situations like we had this amazing opportunity to do a workshop together, and we don't know how many lives it will touch in a positive way. So I want to thank you for the opportunity as well.
Thank you. It is a pleasure, and I will definitely say this is, I tell our scholars in our community this is definitely a labor of love, and it's not just me. The ability for us to be able to scale and, of course, support folks from around the world. I think across like 120 plus countries that comes from our incredible team. So I just really want to pass the baton back to our team. Thank you so much. For instance, Danita, our program manager, Bright, as well, that's leading that. We have incredible engineers on the back end as well, folks on the Elevate team, so many things. So I don't want to, I know there's so many names to name, but I just want to say thank you all so much. And I'm passing you all back the baton with that fire. A lot of folks are super excited, like I said, about all the things that you're saying.
A lot of love. Thank you. Thank you. So kind.
They're like, this has been a great presentation. This is so interesting. Wow, wow, wow. Lots of incredible insights. Yeah, I honestly, y'all should see my paper. I've written down so many different things. We do have a couple more time for a couple more questions, so I'll make sure to highlight some. There was another question. I think this is a good one too. So Raya El Saeed mentions, what is one project management workflow that you believe AI can already transform dramatically today? What parts of that workflow should remain or still remain firmly under human judgment, though?
I'd like to take a minute and think about it. I think it's not just one particular project management workflow. I think our approach to project management will evolve. Like that, the whole model might go upside down on its head. Like somebody might just solve this by looking at the problem and solving it another way, not just making a better Asana and better Monday.com and better, because those were tools with the technologies available to us that we created, and it served us in the last maybe 10, 15, 20 years. But now we have this opportunity with AI just changing so many things. Why stick to the same method of doing project management? What if you could do your, all 8 hours of the work you did in 1 hour? But this doesn't mean, and this is a policy now discussion we're entering, this shouldn't mean we should get more out of the humans and make them work 5 times harder, because that's one of the recent insights I've seen in the Silicon Valley. A lot of the founders and CEOs, even big execs who started using AI, 6 months later, they look at each other and they're like, man, you don't look healthy. What's going on? You're not sleeping enough, or because you're just working yourself more. So we should figure out the happy medium where the tool works for us. We do other things, but also, like, if that's the ultimate goal of the dream that everyone's promising, where we get to have more abundance, it should look like more positive lifestyle, not just like, let me work myself 24 hours, right?
That is really good.
Yeah.
Awesome. I hope that also answers your question, Raya. Okay. This I think is a cool one too. So how can you structure a prompt chain for stakeholder updates so that AI tailors communication appropriately for non-technical versus executive leadership?
See, even the question is kind of technical, because if you ask somebody, first, for non-technical people, they think easy, okay? Like salespeople, marketing people, you know what I mean? You got to make it fun. Otherwise, they'll be bored, or they're like, this is too much. So that's where sometimes if you have engineer friends in a room, they either feel like they don't understand where you're coming from as a marketer or salesperson, or vice versa. And we need both. Any company requires both the creative brain and the technical brain.
Wow.
Now, how can you structure a prompt chain for stakeholder updates? I think start with a simple workflow. Like before you create a stack of like 5 automations, 10 automations, start with 2 and test it with the stakeholders. See how they respond, right? And you could embed a simple survey like thumbs up, thumbs down. Was this helpful? Was this not? Like, you don't even have to like spend too much time digging. But if the person doesn't even, by step 2 of the automation, if the stakeholder is not responding, we probably have to go back and learn why before automating it, right? So that's why I was like, when you look at the history of Stripe or history of, Uber or Airbnb, those are big examples everyone can relate, but there are many companies like that. They started really going deep into the pain of the stakeholders if they're directly serving customers. Once they understood that, they built step 1, then they tested step 2, all of it manually, right? at some point when it repeats and it's working, and you see, okay, we went from step 1 to step 2 to step 3, and again with another user, step 1, 2, 3, then they probably are like, okay, let's update our landing page. Step 1, step 2, step 3, let's see if it converts, right? Then they take their hands off the wheel. But you can't take your hand off the wheel because AI can make you do it if the engine is not put together. That's where a lot of us, I think, fall short, because we jump into like automating everything.
That is so good. We have a lot of folks.
I see someone with AI is our friend. Yes. Great.
Amazing. Okay, I think we have time for maybe like 2 more questions. Okay, this is more like a career question. So, how can someone who's pivoting careers get into, I guess, technical project management? It seems like getting certs can be tutorial hell, and I read that PMP needs work experience in PM. So, any advice for early career people?
You know, that answer we just talked about, somebody put in the chat, leads right into this. Friends, make friends, talk to people. You'd be surprised. Like, you can find other technical project managers that are working in whatever you think you want to land. Like, you want to go into a tech company, or whether it's local, even if they're not local, there are so many opportunities. Like today, we're seeing people in the chat. I'm pretty sure some of you can connect with each other. Put your LinkedIn, connect with each other, right? And then that takes you into like maybe having a meeting, and you can ask questions. Be open to sharing what your dream is, because if we meet and your goal is to become a technical project manager, and I don't know that, and you're not comfortable sharing it, I don't know how to help you, right? And that goes for all of us. So I've noticed anytime I was able to share openly, like, I'm looking to meet someone to help me with XYZ, with these experiences, other humans sometimes step in and say, hey, yeah, I know someone. Let me connect you to this person. Is my neighbor, or she's my boss. You'd be surprised. But that starts with you kind of having a positive outlook of life, and that people are there to be your friend and help you, not just everyone out to get for themselves, like fight for themselves. Because in that you meet communities, and then tomorrow they give you an internship. Internship might lead to a part-time job to a full. Then before you know it, you have a career as a TPM.
I love that. And I also just want to note that we do have volunteer roles open for MMC. So if you are looking to get some incredible experience, we have some incredible projects that you can totally lead. And hopefully that will support you on your PMP journey. Amazing. So just wanted to again highlight just how much positive feedback that we're getting in the chat from you as well. Folks are saying that you are an incredible, engaging communicator. This has been an incredible form of session. So we are just about at time. We're at 2:56. I want to take some time first to give you the floor, Zav. Is there anything that you want for anyone who's viewing or tuning in, or maybe coming back to watch the replay? What's the maybe 2 or 3 things that you want to make sure that they take away from this session with you today?
Thank you so much. I had so much fun. Maybe a part 2 in the way. I don't know.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, come on.
No, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, giving us your time, and engaging with us, and giving so much love and positive likes and love and everything. That's really great. That's why it makes it worthwhile, like, for us to show up and do more of this kind of workshops. But one thing I would share with all of you that I've seen it's underrated is just basic communication. If somebody talks with you, gives you 5 minutes of their time, follow up, right? Show them what you can do, and don't be afraid to work, right? Like, you're looking for a job. I bet you if you connect with somebody and say, let me show you how I can do this, but you got to be willing to do the work, right? Before you get paid, and people see value in you, build value, right? Communicate with people, show up again. Don't get bored if 2 weeks later they don't reply back. This is where there's a math. Honestly, there's like 0.0 whatever % of founders or really strong people or executives follow up. And sometimes it takes 10 follow-ups. Nothing personal. It's just the person missed it, or they're busy, or who cares. But that's the stuff we don't learn in school, or nobody talks about. But I think that's what gets us to build our community, make friends, and then eventually land better opportunities over time. But yeah, I hope
I
that's
could have
helpful.
said it better. I could have said it better. I love that.
You could.
I
You
think-
totally could.
I mean, wow. I want to say something that you mentioned, but I just want to underscore. Serving is huge. Volunteering is huge. Not only just specifically for you to get that next opportunity, but for you to develop your own interpersonal skills. I think before we can talk about the technicalities and the mastering of Power BI or automation, how are you as a human, like mastering becoming a human and being a human? And that bleeds into building the technology that is touching the world. Like with Zav, he's been able to do it again from that resilience. So I think even the journey it's probably more important than like getting to the destination. So I just want to encourage you all to lean into that as well. And of course, please serve, volunteer, build, make friends, follow up. Don't take things personal. Assume positive intent. And of course, you'll be able to see even more progress and success as well. So Zav, super excited, so grateful, so blessed to have had you a part of this session. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Like we're like besties now.
We are. We totally are.
Would love to invite you back again. I did go ahead and drop your link in the chat. But again, wanting to make sure that we respect your time. Thanks so very much. And just want to invite everyone again, please make sure that you connect with Zav offline. If you have more questions that you asked that we did not get to, please feel free to send them his way as well. Until next time, au revoir.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. This is my year.
This is my year.
I'm gonna be great.
I'm gonna be great.
You cannot stop me.
You cannot stop me.
No one can stop me.
No one can stop me.
This is my year.
This is my year.
I'm gonna be great.
I'm gonna be great.
You cannot stop me.
Cannot stop me.
No one can stop me.
No one can stop me.
Are you ready? I'm ready. 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 Visualize it. Visualize it. Manifest it. Manifest it. I mind my business and I no complain. Every day I dey work and pray. As I dey chop, I dey wash my plate. I dey wash my plate. Don't be surprised when you see me elevating. Don't be surprised when you see me celebrating. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when you see me celebrating. This is my year.
This is my year.
I'm gonna be great.
I'm gonna be great.
You cannot stop me.
You cannot stop me.
No one can stop me.
No one can stop me.
This is my year.
This is my year.
I'm gonna be great.
I'm gonna be great.
You cannot stop me.
You cannot stop me.
No one can stop me.
No one can stop me.
Are you ready? I'm ready. 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 This year they go call you for phone and tell you many, many congratulations. If you believe it, repeat it. Amen, 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 amen.